ProGold XP online tutorial. Topic 14. Establishing Operating Checkbook Balance. This topic covers the setting up of the operating account balances and entering items into the operating account. The establishing of the operating checkbook balance is handled a little differently than the escrow checkbook balance. In the operating account, we're going to create a record that establishes the beginning balance. In the Banking tab, click on Adjustments and retrieve your operating account. Click New in the bottom left corner to create a new adjustment record. Towards the top of the screen is a field for transaction type. Select Beginning Balance as the type and put the balance under Amount Deposited. Below that is an area to select a credit account. An equity account is suggested because the details of where the money came from are generally not entered into ProGold. This establishes the balance for the month. Click Done to return to the banking menu. Create checks. Use the Checks option in the banking menu to access the check writer screen. Select the correct bank account and click New at the bottom of the screen to create a new check. In the check writer screen, verify the check number that will be used or adjust the number if it does not match. Next, fill out the date, amount, and payee. There is also a memo field for notes on the check. To add information to the check stub, there is a check stub button below the check that will show a field for adding information to the stub. Enter the general ledger account in the bottom right area of the screen. Posting the transaction to the general ledger will be discussed later this session. You can print the check by using the Print button at the bottom of the screen to send the check to the printer or preview it. Once that is complete, click Done to return to the banking menu. Create deposits. In the Banking tab, click on Deposits and select the bank account to use. Operating is most commonly selected. To create a new deposit, click New in the bottom left corner. If only one item is part of this deposit, fill out the information directly into the screen. The date will default to the current day, but can be altered if needed. Amount and GL are required, and the memo field is optional but recommended. If there is more than one item part of this deposit, then go straight into the deposit slip icon after clicking New to create the new deposit. There are separate lines for each item, and you simply fill out the information. When you use the last line, it will create a new line for you to enter as many items as needed. Check number, customer details, or who the check is from, invoice number, and amount can all be entered. There is also an area to designate the GL accounts for each deposit item. The different deposit items can be credited to separate accounts if needed. Once deposits are entered into the slip, click the Done button in the bottom right corner. Below the deposit is an area to designate the GL account that the deposit will be credited to. If crediting more than one account, simply select the different accounts and enter the amount that should be credited to each one. Make sure the total of the GL allotment equals the amount of the deposit. Create adjustments. Click on the Adjustments to open the Banking Adjustment screen. To create a new adjustment, click New at the bottom of the screen and select what type of adjustment this is. Above the blue box is a field called Transaction Type, where you can select the appropriate option from the drop-down. This list can be customized within the Setup tab. Enter the date at the top, determine whether this is a deposit type adjustment or withdrawal type adjustment, and enter the date and general ledger account under the appropriate section. Never use both the deposit or withdrawal fields at the same time. The memo line at the bottom of the adjustment allows you to enter a note or description about the item. Once the entry is complete, post the transaction, which is described next, and click Done to return to the banking menu. Posting transactions to General Ledger. Click Post at the bottom of the screen to post a transaction in the General Ledger. ProGold will open the Batch Post screen where you can post items to the GL. If you are entering in more than one item at a time, then you can wait until the last item is entered before clicking Post, because this screen allows you to post multiple items at one time. Once an item has been posted, it cannot be changed unless it is first unposted. When the items are posted, click Done at the bottom of the screen to return to the banking menu. Finish entering items into the operating account before moving on. The next topic will cover bank reconciliation and banking reports. If you have questions about this topic, contact Taro Systems Enhancement HelpNet Center at support@taronetwork.com.